Eastbound, down, loaded up, and wait a minute. Number one, that song's country. Number two, song doesn't even talk about the car. Trans Am, come on, catch me if you can. My highway wonderland. That's more like it. Well, hello, everybody. I am back at the northern base of operations, and for at least a few months, that's going to be the only base of operations. I reached a point in my treatment where it was just too exhaustion to effectively run a practice. So between my times of napping, it's time to going to be just modeling on. So I had so much fun doing the Rock and Roll on Wheels group build with my Wheels of Steel 68 Chevy. Decided I was going to do another one, and I decided to do a Trans Am based on Sammy Hagar's 1979 song Trans Am Highway Wonderland. It was originally on his album Street Machine, but I came across it on a greatest hits album of his called Rematch. Anyway, I was looking through the lyrics, trying to figure out what I was going to need to do to make such Trans Am. Figured out it was red and needed a certain license plate. But during my Google search, I came across quite a few pictures like this. So apparently Sammy wrote the song about the car he had, and where I had been just planning to do kind of a fantasy car based on that. And another little interesting tidbit is apparently he drove it to a radio station, and so many people were loving it that they were asking about using it in a giveaway, and Sammy Sammy loved his car too much that he wasn't going to give his car away. So they made arrangements to get one just like it to be given away. So I'm planning to get work on this. I'm going to get to work on this. One thing that I'm waiting on are the decals, so I'm going to get as much work as I can on it, and I'm hoping that the decals will arrive in time to get this finished by the July deadline. So it may come to a point where it just gets into a holding pattern. We'll just have to see, because I ordered the decals from Ray's Kits, which is based outside of the US, and apparently they have them printed at the time of order. And with all the international things, who knows when they'll be here. Let's get busy. All right, got started. First thing I did, I had to, thank goodness I had scribing lines on the inside to take off the T-tops, which there's one, there's the other. So I got those, so I need to smooth those out. I can also kind of see and feel parting line right there. But there's also a bit of flash on the edges of that part. This part, it even says, remove stump. So I'll be doing that. And there's also, where was some flash type stuff right there. And just some other areas. So a bit of cleanup before getting into doing much else. All right, been doing a lot of cleanup on the body. Not certain, but I think I've gotten rid of all the flash. Wasn't exactly a great fit getting this front onto it. With a little bit of work, it came on. Then I got just a couple of more pieces to add there. Then got the shaker hood and got a start on the engine. So, like getting things to work here. All right, got various body pieces added, and that required removal of a lot of flash. There's probably still little bits of flash left on this body elsewhere. So I'm gonna look it over and keep sanding. Meanwhile, did get started on the engine. I think that's every part of the engine that is supposed to be painted a light blue. And might just get to work on some more assembly of other parts. Another little thing I'm going to do, see those dents in the steering wheel? Those are supposed to be completely hollow, so I'm going to drill them out with some of these micro drills. All right, got the spoiler on, and I'd heard this wasn't the greatest fitting kit in the world. So like right there, I'm gonna probably have to put a little styrene in and do a little work. Nice part, that little vertical line is a natural seam that's on the body. Also need to do a little filling, kind of right in, kind of where the three pieces come together. But it's really starting to look like a Trans Am now. Also, over the wheels, these came off of a Smokey and the Bandit kit. And I dropped some Tamiya panel liner into the bases of these snowflake wheels. I felt that drilling out the points was going to be just a little bit too much, and I found all kinds of snowflake wheels, but not the right size, not quite the right pattern. One nice thing is seats are one piece, but there's all kind of flash, and still need to do a little bit more cleanup on those. Also got the headers attached to the engine. And then we come to the side mirrors. Not quite the right shape, and the attachment points just weren't right. So what I'm going to do, take these Smokey and the Bandit mirrors, and I'm going to take some Amayuru and some epoxy putty, some 2-part epoxy putty, and make casts of them, and then go from there. Okay, I've been doing a lot of filing, and may need to do Still just a little bit more sanding, but compare this side to this side. Trying to feather that out compared to that. I think I've made some pretty good progress there. So after all that sanding, I did some more filling, like down along that seam right there. Just going to kind of blend that transition a little better. And also got some around these ground effects. More so there and there. I'd have to take a look, but I think the Revell, Smokey, and the Bandit kit, all of that was molded in one instead of having to add a bunch of parts. Unfortunately, that's a 77, and I'm needing a 79. So I spent the day doing more sanding. Got around here pretty good, and around here, and around there. Found some areas where it didn't really fill. And then kind of where the spoiler joins in, didn't like the look of that, so I put some more soldering on there. So going to be some more sanding. Then I'm thinking of using like some acrylic Vallejo putty into that joint right there to kind of pick off a few of the little extra little holes in there. So pretty soon get it into primer and see just how much more sanding I need to do on the body. Also, underneath all of those clamps is some white milliput put into the mold, and so we'll just have to see what those door mirrors look like when they come out. I'm sure there's going to need to be some cleanup, but that goes along with resin casting in this Omiuru. Well, here's my first casting. This one looks pretty decent. That one, not so much. I'm gonna try a couple more. I think this one with some cleanup could be usable. That's one of the tough things with making those with these smaller parts is trying to get, not put too much of the milliput in there. I might try thinning it out with a little bit of isopropyl so that I don't necessarily have so much. So we'll just see. It might work. All right, well, did some more sanding around there. And on the spoiler, I think it's about time to get it into some primer and just see what it's looking like. Also, got some more milliput inside the mold, see if it comes out any better. And then wait and get ready to do some priming and painting there. Okay, getting set up. I've got quite the priming session going on, getting ready to start here. I've got parts for both my Trans Am build and my Sky Raider build getting ready to go. I've got piles of things that are going to be primed white, gray, Oh, actually this one is gonna be white. So just the body and that fuselage piece there gonna be gray, and then black. And to top it off, some of those pieces still on the sprue, some of those are gonna be needing to be primed black as well, but they'll be getting that. And then there's this one red car. We're not talking about that yet. All right. Well, after putting on some primer, overall pretty good. Got some areas where I need to, like there, need to feather in that part of the wheel a little bit more. Kind of need to smooth out some things over there. And then also get rid of that mold seam line there, there, and then a little bit on these two sides, as well as on the front there. But and smooth this out back there a little bit, and a little bit up there as well. A little bit of work, and there's also a little bit more kind of on the underside of the wheel wells that might not necessarily need to be worked, because I'm not sure anybody's really going to see those. Well, I got those parting lines basically gone, and kind of puttied up a few spots. Came out a little thicker than I wanted it to, but I definitely needed to build up that area, and there were almost like little pits that needed filling back through in there. And also a little more so that I could maybe feather it a little bit, kind of there. And even put some kind of on some of these inner parts of the wheel wells right in there, but gonna get those all sanded off. And so that's where I'm gonna leave it for now, or for this part of the video so far. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this week's video. Just with kind of my life and schedule changes now, actually I'm gonna keep working on it tomorrow, the day after I post this, and on through the next week, since I'm not headed back to work the following week. So till next video, showing you mine to hopefully make you feel better about yours.